Before we get too far into this, pause with our Beetlejuice 2 discussion, I just want to let everybody know that if they want any Christmas content from us, I will link for you guys our Die Hard 1 Christmas discussion, and also our Home Alone 1 and Home Alone 2 discussion, all three of those movies in the description box. And we're also going to link for you guys the Beetlejuice 1 Spotify audio-only podcast that we did in April of 2022. So please check out both Die Hard 1 and Home Alone 1 and 2 in the YouTube podcasts, because they only have single digits, so let's get those views past the single digits. So again, real quick, Die Hard 1, Home Alone 1, and Home Alone 2, and Beetlejuice Spotify podcast, all four of those things, we're going to link for you guys at the top of the description box. But with all that said, we're just a minute in already, so it's on you. You're on deck, Avi.
What?
You're up.
All right, the juice is loose.
And the juice is loose, and it's
showtime.
All right. So, quick first question to get this whole podcast really started now. In your opinion, do you think that this was an unnecessary sequel 36 years later, or it was actually worthwhile to wait?
Well, it's been a long time about everything about Michael Keaton has been prepared himself to get his antiques ready since when he was now he's in the late middle age, so in the late 60s.
Well, according to my research of when he did both movies, he was actually 30-something for Beetlejuice 1 and early 70s for Beetlejuice 2.
Because that way it looks like even it could be a hard time to be recognized. We have to redesign his makeup about what he looks like.
I think that
he's ready for it.
I think that the makeup is still really solid. I think the makeup job for this is really well, and I think no matter when he played it first in the first one, when he was in his 30s, all the way now to the second one being in his early 70s, I feel like he never missed a beat. Like he got right back into the role, as it was no time passed.
Yeah. And also sometimes, it's been a long time about it's been a lot of development held about and Chipper wants to do a long sequel of the Beetlejuice since, after all, the Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis, turns out they won't be coming back because the problem is they cannot de-age their face for how they look like since the last time. That's problematic.
Yeah, because of the de-aging stuff, that was one of the reasons why they didn't come back.
Yeah, because Alec Baldwin was under legal trouble since after Russ' shooting.
Right, that's the recent Russ stuff that keeps it up to date. Yeah, unfortunately, one of the characters mentions them briefly in one part of the movie, but they get a brief mention and that's about it. But again, do you think that this was worth the wait to really have a sequel finally 36 years later, or do you think they never, or do you think they never should have done it?
They never should have done it. Besides, they never should have done a sequel Nightmare Before Christmas.
Wait, was there a sequel to A Nightmare Before Christmas?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, just before. Sorry, go ahead.
Tim Burton produced Nightmare Before Christmas.
Well, I know he produced it, but since we're talking about Christmas stuff again, offline before we started, guys, apparently there's an unofficial sequel to A Christmas Story and actually an actual official one. I didn't know that. I didn't know that the one from 2012 was unofficial until Avi told me, but then they had an actual official one in 2022.
Even when they haven't grown up, the boy from the original Christmas Story reprised his role.
Wait, does he? Right, he reprises his role for the official one, but what happened with this unofficial one?
Not sure.
Oh, that's something different? Okay. So Beetlejuice. So to me, it's I kind of go half and half. I kind of think, obviously, the first one, the original, nothing can top that. Why would you try? The first one is its own unique thing. But at the same time, there's some aspects of this sequel that I like. I'll give some examples.
You have to have lots of Easter eggs.
Well, of course, Easter eggs to which part of it? The
art collection by the Delia.
Do you mean Easter? Or do you mean Easter eggs that call back to the first movie?
Yeah, call back first.
Oh, okay.
The hand statue.
Oh, okay. I'm sure you would know where all the Easter eggs are. I'm sure you're very good at Easter eggs when it comes to movies. But I was gonna say things that I actually liked about it to have it come out so much later is a few things. Is that I did like the two new characters they had, which were
Astrid, by Jenna
Well, I wasn't
Ortega.
going to mention her yet. We can get to her in a little bit. But I was going to say the guy that was in American Psycho and played Goblin and Spider-Man, William Dafoe.
William Dafoe.
I thought William Dafoe. They could have they gave him a few things to do, but not a whole lot. William Dafoe, and that finally one of the most beautiful women in the world, Monica Bellucci. They didn't give her enough either. But you want to go back to this new character also, Astrid. Who is she in this movie?
She plays a daughter to Lydia Dietz.
Right. Interesting. Yeah. Which she was now this Astrid girl character. She was in the Wednesday show, right?
Yeah,
which was partly produced by Tim Burton.
And written by a screenplay by Alfred Goh and Miles
Nice.
something, who wrote the screenplay for Beetlejuice.
Nice. Now let's talk about who some consider the villains of the story. We're assuming you already saw this movie already. So two possible villains is this like boyfriend worker character of Lydia, the boyfriend worker.
Oh yeah, the producer.
Yeah, the producer guy with Lydia. And then also, apparently, this kid that Astrid finds also.
Yeah, the teenager.
Yeah, what we find out that the teenage guy, what is he actually?
He was actually dead already.
Dead already, right. So he tries.
Turns out Lydia and Astrid, they both are gifted now.
Yeah.
They see dead people like the Sixth Sense situation.
Right. Oh, speaking, also off camera, we were also talking about how you mentioned the Christmas movie, which I did not have in the description box with the rest of these, Batman Returns. Interestingly enough, there was a quick little cameo of Danny DeVito.
As a janitor.
Yeah, as that janitor where Monica...
That's what they never announced.
No, I like that. I'm glad they didn't announce it. It was more of a surprise, yeah. And then Monica Bellucci does her thing, her thing with him and with other characters, and yeah.
Now we saw about the background about the Beetlejuice's ex-wife and himself. It turns out he's originally was a grave robber. That when he spoke a story in Italian, he tells
I like that. I like that aspect of the movie as well because they were in that kind of ways with the kind of stuff you're mentioning. They were kind of trying to show more and more of Beetlejuice's backstory from like centuries ago. So in that kind of way, also. With those new characters and the backstory of Beetlejuice, and you mentioned Astrid, all these kind of things, it was like there was a story to keep this going, and they also talk about more about the afterlife in this movie. So it's like there's these little few different things that all make it like what you want to see to go further and elaborate more from the first movie with all this stuff going on. Some said there's too many plots going on at once though.
And also, it's a big gap plot about. After Beetlejuice, and the first movie ends about when Beetlejuice had to be way in the office. It's then it ends up getting his head shrunken. But years ago, how did that Beetlejuice ends up took over the office and said Juno's no longer work with them?
Yeah.
Because the actress who plays Juno sadly is nipped since '90s.
What happened with '90s? What happened?
You know the actress who plays Juno in the first movie?
Oh, which actress was that again?
Something like she's like from she plays the grandmother also in Tim Burton Mars Attack.
Well, okay, what happened? What happened with her? What's going on with her? And
Sylvia Sidney, and she passed away since '99.
Oh, okay. So that was someone that was in stuff that passed away in '99. Got it?
Yeah, and also about even the most funny thing about they like to do is they bring back all practical effects.
Ah, yes, that's very true. So I like that Tim Burton brings back practical effects, and I also like that he said, because whenever he does practical effects, it really makes his movies look really neat and really fascinating. Of all, I don't know, whatever kind of adjective you want to use. And I like also that he said. He wanted to do Beetlejuice 2, but he said he would only do it if Michael Keaton came back.
It's been a long time. He hasn't worked with Michael Keaton since Batman Returns, but not the least about the remake of Dumbo.
Oh, right, yeah, the Dumbo was a different thing for that. Yeah. But it's interesting, Beetlejuice came out in '88, and Batman came out in '89, but then Michael Keaton comes back as Batman in The Flash in 2023, then comes back as Beetlejuice in 2024. Now, originally, Beetlejuice 2, I think, was going to come out in 2025, but they were able to get it a year earlier into 24 there. So really, again, just to be sure, just to be clear, do you think that you enjoyed that they finally came out with this innovative, somewhat fun sequel, or should they have just stopped right there at the first one?
Mama, I have to rewatch again with Mom about what she thinks of it. She thinks it's funny, but something less edgy. But
yeah.
But anyhow, also what I like about that is that now that what changes for Lydia Dietz is now she becomes like a talk show of the Post House.
Yeah, well, they show the talk show part in the very beginning of her doing that, yeah. And as far as Edgy is concerned, I think it was still kind of edgy enough here.
Yeah, even also what problem is about Jeffrey Jones, the actor who plays Charles Dietz in the first movie,
Right, well, yeah, right. Everybody knows about the real world stuff, and that's why they made him into like a clay thing in this movie.
And then it shows that half of his body is bitten off by a shark.
Right. They have to do this clay shark stuff to get to, yeah.
Even because Jeffrey Jones won't return because he also has legal trouble also in the past.
I know, we know. People know. That's why they did the whole clay and shark stuff because of that. Yeah. What else? So
what's missing about besides what's after the original film of Beetlejuice? They already did that cartoon version of that's loosely based on the film of Beetlejuice.
Yeah, we talked about the animated show in Beetlejuice 1, so if you guys want to hear more about all about the first movie and the stuff about the TV show, we'll have that for you guys in the Beetlejuice 1 Spotify audio-only podcast from April 2022. Very good. Yes. Now, would you also say, like what people said, is that this one kind of has too many storylines, too many plots going on at once?
Even it's like a copycat the story of the first movie.
Which part was copycat exactly?
Like even besides they shows about like opening credits about besides they bring back their company logo called Geffen, the record film.
Okay. I mean, there's gonna be some.
The Geffen film was made back from '88 from '80s to the '90s.
Okay.
Produced by the music producer by David Geffen.
Oh, okay. I mean, there's gonna be some things that are similar or the same, but okay, yeah.
Even it shows like opening credit style, like the one that's black letter with white ghostly outline in the back and behind the word. Like you saw the opening titles, and then they saw a camera movement, like a helicopter shot of the whole town, of the rivers, and the close up like you're in the model.
Okay. Yeah, all that stuff, how he does practical effects and the modeling and the music and all that kind of stuff is really, really well done. What else do you think the audience should know about the second Beetlejuice 2?
Because even though when they bring back the song of Day of the Banana Boat song, the one that got magically possessed at dinner scene, but this one they had to use the funeral for Charles Dietz about the.
Yeah. They did it for the funeral scene. Yeah.
Also, that scene about it was actually an unofficial funeral to remember that we lost Harry Belafonte.
And who was he again?
Harry Belafonte is the original singer of J.O.
Oh, the original singer of the J.O. Okay, got you. Okay. All right, yeah. Now, when this came out on home video, did you watch this with someone?
I watched it with my mom.
Oh, okay. What did she think of this?
Well, she laughs a few parts, but even though it's been a long time, they had to rewatch the first movie because I don't think about.
It sounds like I haven't spoken with her, but I never did. But it sounds like she probably liked the first movie better than the second.
Yeah, because that's when it's like it's a very big gap about to create the legacy of a continuation. Like
I would definitely consider this a legacy sequel, which is why I was asking you whether you thought it was worth the wait or totally not needed.
This year we have lots of legacy sequels that could make like the Top Gun Maverick and also Gladiator 2 and Twisters.
Yeah, I never got into Gladiator or Twister, but I believe if I read online correctly, they have green-lighted Top Gun 3.
Well, maybe Even heard there's the actor plays Twisters Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's the connection. That connects both movies with that actor. That's true. Yeah.
And also, Glenn Powell announced he'll be starting the remake of The Running Man.
I saw that. I saw he's also going to be in a remake of Running Man also as well. Yeah,
and
but
The Running Man is actually based on a novel by Stephen King himself.
Right. Oh, okay. Not my favorite person, but okay. And yeah. As for Gladiator, I believe. I don't know. I'm not into Gladiator, so I can't say much about that one either. But okay. So what else do you think the audience should know about Beetlejuice 2 that we haven't yet already talked about?
So it's also about the part about that we don't know. We finally could see about the one, the handbook for recently deceased. You know,
the what? Oh, wait. What about the deceased?
Handbook for the recently.
Oh, what happened with the handbook? Yeah.
It turns out it's almost like a homage to for the first movie, but it turns out the secret is that Astrid makes Fred does know that he was actually dead. That's why he used a guidebook to know about what to do after you died.
Which character does that with the book? Hold on a sec, you froze for a sec.
Yeah, the boy.
The boy guy, right. Speaking of which, he tried to get. Wait a sec. He tried to get Astrid into the afterworld to bring himself back to life. And while that happens,
it's just like what happened to Beetlejuice. Just like Beetlejuice tried to get to Lydia during the wedding scene.
We'll talk more about Lydia and Beetlejuice in a bit. But what I wanted to say also with this whole afterworld stuff, when he's trying to do that to her, it's interesting. There's a scene or two where they have the party going with the guy. After the deceased, they're dancing around the train,
soul train,
like a soul train. That was funny.
And the pun intended about the 70s dancing television.
Exactly. I like that. That made it more fun. That was great. That was nice.
I thought the conductor of the train, I thought I'd look up for him. I know who that is. I thought, is that like a ritual performer of the Soul Train?
Right, it was a Soul Train type thing there, yeah. Now back, real quick, one little thing again, back to William Dafoe for a sec. Now, some people have said that William Dafoe has been a possible choice to want to either used to be or future be to become Joker, Tim Burton did Batman with the Joker, but
William Dafoe did play the comic book villain in Spider-Man.
Well, yeah, and then he played a different comic book villain, not in the Batman Joker stuff, right? But with Green Goblin in the Spider-Man movies.
And don't forget, he plays as a mentor in the Aquaman.
Oh yeah, and also with the Aquaman stuff as well. Now it's going to be interesting to see whether or not James Gunn's rebooted DC type stuff, whether that's good or not. Apparently, the first thing of that's supposed to come out soon with July's Superman.
Well, yeah, because we don't know about could be changes like a new costume or the.
We're gonna see whether his reboot stuff is all right or not. With
I know it plays Lois Lane. There was Rachel Brosnahan, the actress from Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Oh yeah, she's from Marvelous. Yeah, she'll play Marvelous thing, and she'll be playing the Lois Lane. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. So
also makes a comparison about remember the first movie. There's a realtor woman lady named Jane Butterfield who sells Adam and Barbara's house after they died to the Dietzes.
I'm sorry. Wait, now who are we talking about now?
In the first movie, remember one character, Jane Butterfield.
I have to see what she looks like. Who did she play exactly in the first movie?
The very beginning, wanted to ask Adam and Barbara to sell their houses since they're about to be left. But now that Adam and Barbara are actually killed, they give the house to the Dietzes. Okay,
and what happens now? Is she back in the second? What?
Now she has her daughter. Now it's called Jane Butterfield.
Wait! Back up! Are you saying in the second one it's just her daughter?
Her daughter, played by Amy Nuttall, plays local real estate agent Jane Butterfield Jr.
Oh, I didn't know about all that because I didn't pay that much attention to who that first woman was in the first movie. But you do know all these different connections. That's right. Okay.
The real estate.
Right. You know all the connections. You wanted to talk. Let's go back to what you wanted to talk about, which is a little bit about the relationship between Lydia and Beetlejuice in the second movie.
It sounds like the first movie. It sounds like very too perverted about the goth girl who is very talented and wants to take her soul away.
Right. And it's interesting, even though the sequel is 36 years later, he still wants to be involved with Lydia even now that it's like so much time afterwards.
Yeah.
So much so that they have to have this extra character with the whole Monica Bellucci thing going on.
The ex-wife.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The first movie, the first movie ends where there's will be a wedding scene. He used someone's finger with a ring attached.
Right.
And she's meant nothing to him.
Yeah, yeah. One more thing I want to say about Beetlejuice. Similar to the first movie, Michael Keaton said for the second one he would also only come back if he was in, similar to the first movie, a very, very short amount of time. So I don't know the actual runtime of how much he is in it.
In the first movie, you only have to limit it to
Really limited. And then in the second one, he may have just did a little bit more, but not by much. But in this second movie, I can't say his exact runtime, but it's small, similar to the first movie.
What I like about the Beetlejuice too is like they have to bring back the shrunken head employee.
Oh yeah, I wanted to mention that. That was funny to bring that shrunken head employee thing back. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the characters, Bob.
Yeah, the Bob thing. So yeah, unfortunately, similar to Danny DeVito, we're assuming you already saw this. So, Monica Bellucci, unfortunately, also to Bob.
Yeah, sucked this old Bob. But here's a very common thing about Monica Bellucci, the William Dafoe, and we know all three of them are stars of the vampire films. Like Monica Bellucci, we know the writer and Francis Coppola, the Dracula, and William Dafoe stars in two vampire movies. One, he plays Shadow of the Vampire in 2000 as a fictionalized version of Shrek in the making of the silent film Nosferatu. But this year, now they're starting another version of Nosferatu, with William Dafoe plays Abraham Van Helsing.
That's right. All three of those actors have been in different vampire type stuff. Yeah.
And you know the second producer of that sequel of the movie, the second producer of Beetlejuice 2?
Tell us.
Brad Pitt.
Oh, that's right. Brad Pitt did help with this. Yeah.
It looks like it's also really under the company Gafford Film, because Brad Pitt plays also a vampire in Interview with the Vampire.
Also true.
The release of Gafford Film.
That's a lot of vampire movie connections right there. Just to let people know, since you mentioned Brad Pitt, and Brad Pitt has worked with George Clooney and stuff, I do not think that celebrities should be getting political. The regular American people do not care about celebrities' opinions about politics. That's all I'm going to say right there. All right. Beetlejuice. Isn't it interesting that because they titled this Beetlejuice, some people think they're going to title a third movie the same thing?
For 3 names, if he still wants to get after Lydia about that.
He's never going to stop with Lydia. And then there was like somebody, Tim Burton was being interviewed, and the person said, is there going to be a Beetlejuice 3? And I forgot how he responded, but I don't know. I don't think we're going to get a Beetlejuice 3 anytime soon.
All right. And also, besides about what's the funny part about now that she's back in like a couples therapist is a very funny part of couples therapy about part about that she makes Lydia pregnant. Out comes the baby version of Beetlejuice.
That was funny. That was a funny part where they do that with that. That's a lot of that was very silly how that. Yeah. True. Yeah.
And also I like about the part about they have and also I like about that when Beetlejuice, when William Dafoe showed Beetlejuice a photo of his ex-wife, funny part is bringing back to all especially eye-popping moments,
Oh yeah, I like the eye-popping effects as well, for sure.
Also, once again, they bring back Sandworm part, but for only 2 scenes.
The sand what?
Sandworms.
Oh yeah, that was very briefly shown. Yeah. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for the most part. I think there's enough fresh and different and whatever one of yours you want to use to have a second follow up here, even though it's been like 36 years later. But I know, I'm sure a lot of people would just say, the first one's the best, or the original, where maybe some other people might say that maybe they actually like the second one better than the first one. I guess everyone will have their own opinion about all that, but yeah.
Yeah. And so also about also I like about this now they're bringing about the lip syncing moment about this different song in the ending.
What thing was lip synced at the end?
MacArthur's Park.
Oh, you did want to mention that. All right, great.
The first movie that shows about in the dinner scene they've been possessed by singing Deo.
Mm-hmm.
and they dance around. But now the idea of that one the idea for the weddings moment was besides they bringing Deo for the funeral scene, but now this time what the idea there for the song that is called MacArthur's Park.
Which you said was a spoof of what again? It was spoofed in?
It's parody into like Weird Al Jurassic Park.
Yeah, parodied in a Weird Al Jurassic Park type thing. Yes, that was very very interesting musical spoof-like connection with what you said was called. What park is it? McCarthy's Park, which was based off of a song from the late 1960s.
Late 1960s by Richard Harris.
Yeah. Okay. Audience, that Avi has all the connections and all the interesting trivia right there.
Yeah, and you know if that's still around, he's gonna be very offended. He doesn't like that MacArthur Park song by Richard Harris.
Did not like it?
He doesn't like it.
Okay. What do you think, if he had got a chance to see this, what do you think he might have actually liked about this movie?
Well, even besides bringing back all the original characters being acted.
Well, no, wait a sec. Not all the original characters, because Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis didn't come back.
No, even besides, if you want to see Michael Keaton bring back as a Beetlejuice.
Okay, let's talk about that. I think that Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice did a terrific, fantastic, awesome job. I thought, even though he played it first in his 30s and now in his early 70s, I think...
Even though at the beginning of his career, right, he wants to be like a comedic type of person.
Right.
But now for the rest of his career, he wants to do very dramatic.
Right. Well, he's good for... He's actually good in both. He's good at both comedic roles and dramatic, both, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. He could do comedy and drama both. Well, yeah.
Like the comedy of Birdman.
Yes, Birdman was a really well done movie. Yes.
Yeah, and sometimes besides he plays the Batman in the DC film, he goes to the Marvel films.
Yes, as
Homecoming.
Yeah.
As Vulture.
Right, exactly. Vulture, Homecoming, absolutely. Speaking of which, that reminds me, because I was thinking about Spider-Man as you were saying all that from something else. Just to let you guys know that Tom Holland, whatever it's going to be titled, that Tom Holland live-action Spider-Man 4 is coming out in July of 2026.
2 years.
I know, but it's something to look forward to for whoever's a Spider-Man fan. Now... Are there any quotes from the movie that you think the audience should know about?
Besides the juice is loose.
Yeah, besides the juice is loose.
I had a weird dream last night.
Okay, dream.
Because there's a very funny part. There's that dream with a dream moment. It's about it shows about that now they actually had a normal life together. They're free we thought it was like a very happy moment ending, but then Ashley gives birth to the...
Oh, that's right! You're right, that's the end of the movie! Let's talk about that for a sec. So, at the end of the movie, after the wedding scene, which we're gonna go back and talk about the wedding scene in a sec, after the wedding scene, there's like this hospital thing, then it seems like Astrid herself is having a baby with somebody?
Even she's married already, who we already met.
Yeah, she's married to somebody that we don't know. She's married to somebody that we don't really know. And it shows her kind of like having one of those those baby type things as well. And then that kind of ends from there. And I'm like, when they had her having a baby at the end, Astrid having a baby like that, I'm thinking, is this supposed to lead into Beetlejuice 3?
Because now that it's like now she has a child as the form of the Beetlejuice.
Yeah. I'm like, is that supposed to be to keep this going? It's like, okay, wow.
Here's a quote. I think it was Dostoevsky who said, "Later, fucker."
Okay.
When you get rid of the boyfriend.
Yeah.
Recognize this puss? Never seen that chick before in my life. And then Dolores says that the entry says, "Beetlejuice, what the dude?" It's like how it's heard in the movie. I'm back, sweetheart. You look fantastic. You look so put together.
Okay.
And there's a shooter got married in Vegas. So that's that defeats Beetlejuice. So Beetlejuice illegally the entity brings Lydia to Afterworld without the permission. By saying that's what the boyfriend said. The only way to get the Afterworld with the human living being about is that you have to recite the spell about to allow it to go in.
Okay.
You know, Bob, long distance relationships can be difficult, especially when one of you is dead and the other is ignoring you for 30 years. But Lydia and we are definitely taking connections. And I'll tell you something, she definitely saw me that last time. I felt a little tingle,
Okay.
And the living and the dead, can they coexist?
Say that last part again?
Lydia says the living and the dead, can they coexist?
Oh, yeah. So you're saying, so they kind of had her be like a talk show host in the beginning, but they didn't do too much more with that. And then I just like that, they were more, Tim Burton and everybody had the afterlife be even a more part of this movie, how they explain the different parts of the afterlife.
Also, what I like about in the church scene about with all the influencers that phone about take pictures for the upcoming wedding but then they'll just have a private moment and show their face get sucked inside the phone with their face stretched. Reminds me about just like what happened to Anna and Barbara, the distorted their faces it's a birth thing.
Right, I like that also because Beetlejuice was saying, hey guys, don't do that. Don't do that with your phones. That's why he did that to them.
That's why their face sucked inside.
Yeah. Any other quotes?
Yeah, quotes about even like about very funny thing that Lydia could do labor breathing when she's had the shock, something like that. Sometimes, Astrid says, sometimes I think life is harder.
Okay. All right, wait a second. Now, wait, there was one character we didn't really talk about yet. What did you think of how Kevin's mom from Home Alone was used in this movie?
Well, sometimes even she does have like almost like a little funny antique about, but now she's very caring to the Lydia after all this.
Right, exactly. They were trying to have their relationship be more also with that. Yeah.
The possibility balance now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even that, but she's still making some more artwork. Like even there's one part that she has to scream herself when they're taking pictures, more like art. But then they have her like after the sadly passing of the child, she used something very unmistakably about the snake.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I like the practical effects. I like the afterlife. I like that they tried to put all this kind of fresh, innovative stuff in it that was to even further explore past what the first movie did. So, yeah.
Well, sometimes like it's like 10 best quotes for the Beetlejuice.
Oh yeah, of course. See, when they title it like that, do you think they're going to come out with a third movie called Beetlejuice, or do you think there's not going to be a third movie?
I don't know about that.
We'll see.
We'll make more money.
I think this one in September. I think it made a lot of money.
Yeah,
I think so. And I do think that I don't know what year or anything, but I think Top Gun 3 might actually happen.
Right. And also, like, I swear by my dead mother's soul.
Oh, he does say that. Yeah. I do think that he does. I think he does such an incredible job doing this role 36 years later that I don't think he missed a beat. I think he played it really, really well again in the second time.
And also there's a joke coming from Wolf Jackson. It looks like we're a little late, boys. About even if he dressed all the police officers to find Beetlejuice and Lydia when they were legally, but then he has to make speech by reading a script from the back of the police.
Right, yeah.
Even still, it's like if he's not a detective. He's still like an actor.
Right. No, that's right. They say he's an actor also. Yeah, an actor as well. Yeah.
And that's like life is hard. Sometimes I think life is harder because that's like when they met at the funeral about the lady cope with the Astrid about how life is hard and stuff like that. But even Astrid said that sometimes the actress says the same thing like what Lydia used to be.
Oh, right. Now, I like you said, I like how you said how Beetlejuice took out the boyfriend guy of Lydia's boyfriend in the wedding stuff.
First he injected him with the truth serum.
Yes, the truth serum first with the truth serum, but also then meeting with Asterix, neighborhood guy also.
Let's give him physical therapy.
Physical therapy for which part?
The part about the wedding when Lydia finds out that
she finds out with the truth serum. Yeah.
She punched him with that boxing. Yeah.
Yes, that was with the boyfriend there of Lydia, but then also with Asterix, I like that the dead guy in the afterlife. I like how Beetlejuice also took out that neighborhood guy with what he did as well with taking the boyfriend of the neighborhood out as well. Yeah.
And also about I like the part that you're just my figment of my imagination. Really, this is my figment of imagination. And then his face explodes.
Yeah, exactly. That was some effect to do that.
Just like the first movie. About just bam.
Right, exactly. All these effects with that kind of way. Yeah.
So also about
Oh, wait a sec now. Wait. Just to let you know, we just reached exactly 36 minutes in. We're a little over 36 minutes in, just like the release between first and two movies. So as we talk a bit more, just letting you know, we're in the late 30s of the runtime.
Right. And so also about that. And then I like about they played the opera music in background during the funeral service. About That's the same opera like in the first movie.
Oh!
Lydia wrote her suicide.
Okay, you're right. So that's a lot of callback type stuff again with doing the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes I like about the part even sometimes what I like about it also about the Bob when they asked Bob to hold the fort about but even though all the shrunken people decide to leave their office and go explore to our world.
Right. Yeah.
That's what's missing. How they were able to bring the shrunken people come back from our world into their afterlife.
Right.
They explore to have more fun about even the people they didn't know about it. Just a Halloween trick or treaters.
Well, the soul people, the Soul Train people look like they were having a lot of fun in the afterlife.
Yeah. Even they want to dance to the great beyond.
Yeah.
Endless beyond it.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. And so also about even also I like about the part there's two versions of MacArthur's Park about you heard in the movie. One is Richard Harrison during the wedding scene, and the other one is the end credits is by Donna Summer.
Wait, what happened with Donna Summer?
There's another she does another version of
she does another version of
MacArthur's Park.
Okay, so if the audience wants to catch either the 60s version with that guy or with Donna Summer, where can the audience find all these MacArthur Park things?
Mostly you could try. Well, this is the 60s version.
Right. If they want to see the 60s version of the guy, where can they find that?
Well, you could try to stream on YouTube.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on YouTube. Yeah. Okay.
And also, what I like about some of the soundtrack had all the 70s moments, like besides Soul Train, even the part where Dolores, his ex-wife, where Buckley is playing with the Bee Gees Tragedy.
Okay.
It sounds like are we back in the 70s moment? It's not being 80s. It's being back in the 70s, inspired.
For sure. Yes.
Yeah, something about how she met how Lydia met her husband, where they go up to the Mario Baba Horror Fest.
Right.
Even about the husband, the most important thing about Lydia still has to keep seeing dead people. About even during the television, besides Beetlejuice, she also communicated with the dead people at the bathroom scene about the
Yes.
And even she does know where he drops the Astrid off. About it. She thought they saw what she met along, but Jane Butterfield Jr. tells her about that Jefferson Street has been abandoned since it's been haunted.
Okay.
It's called Murder House.
Okay. Now, for anybody who hasn't seen Beetlejuice 2 yet, do you think they should see this, or do you think they should skip this one?
Well, I think they could see this. It's like if you want to see it again for like a Halloween moment.
For like Halloween type of moment? Okay. All right.
Or to celebrate for the anniversary of when the first Beetlejuice first came out.
Right.
They should have all the two films together, or with the cartoon series.
Well, I can't say much about the cartoon series, but if anybody wants to catch our Beetlejuice 1 conversation, it'll be linked up the Spotify audio only at the top of the description box if you want to catch us talking about Beetlejuice 1 for 50 minutes.
Also, what's missing in the Beetlejuice 2 because the Beetlejuice doesn't eat any bugs or something,
Okay.
That's another thing that's missing about. What's missing in that first movie is like that it has a whorehouse.
Oh, that's right. They don't want to bring that part back to the second movie. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Even like about they bring in the models think of moments about the, Lydia says that the Rory says that Beetlejuice 3 times that they just like a very special effects about the cameras throw around them and it's exactly going to the model, just like Anna Barbara does. So but then Lydia says home, and then it shows a reverse shot.
Okay. Well, special. We can say the special effects were well done in both movies really, but the special effects, were something to watch. Hold, we're a little over 40 minutes at this point, so just to let you know. So we'll just say a few more things about the movie before we start to close it out because we're a bit over 40 minutes at this point. Is there anything about the movie, story-wise, character-wise, backstory-wise, that you think the audience should still know about?
We tell about a story about the
origin. Did we miss any characters? Did we miss any story elements?
We finally see a brief reunion with Lydia's husband.
Oh, that's right. Lydia's husband. They got to catch in the Lydia and Astrid got to see the husband and father in the afterworld. That's true. Yes.
And it's played by Santiago Cabrera. He's the actor from Heroes.
Okay, that's where he's from. You know all the connections there. Okay.
And besides, they filmed the place of Vermont Connecticut, where all this Winter Rivers filmed. But it's mainly films like you're in England. It's in England.
Yeah, well, Tim Burton likes to film in England.
Just like Batman, the first Batman movie is filmed in England.
Exactly. And I'm not going to be linking Batman Returns, but if you want to hear our Batman Returns conversation, that is also in the Spotify audio-only podcast in January somewhere.
Also, who's missing now, but sadly passed away, is Glenn Shedix, the actor who plays Otho in the first movie.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about. He had passed away, right? Yeah. So he couldn't come back because he passed away, and then they had whatever reasons for not wanting to bring back Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis.
Okay. And also the character was Justin Theroux. I was worried. Lydia's current boyfriend and television producer. He said his character was inspired by the late Glenn Shedix Otho, found that character from Richard Film. Writers Alfred Goa and Miles Miller devised him as a character everyone wanted to see getting his comeuppance, like Otho enjoying the idea of Lydia being in a weird codependent relationship, which everyone sees it that way.
That's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah.
That's what happened to Otho last night. About he got scared away when his clothes turned off to reveal his pajamas. Or something.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
That's what I like about it. Even it's a good thing to have ever bring back the music by Danny Elfman.
Of course, music-wise, you can't go wrong with Danny Elfman, who did it for this, and of course also did it for Batman and Spider-Man.
Yeah, and also and sometimes he precisely composes fantasy films, but he also composes some other superhero music.
Which are?
Like Darkman, Dick Tracy, Hellboy 2, and Hulk, and
Oh, that's a lot of stuff. Wow.
And also he composed Avengers: Age of Ultron, and also
all that kind of stuff. Oh, Spo, you mentioned Hulk real quick. Do you think they should do another solo Hulk movie?
Well, not without them. Even though Eric Bana says that he cannot reprise his role for the multiverse storyline, he's not interested. Okay. But we haven't heard about the
Edward Norton.
What?
Were you gonna say Edward Norton or no?
No, just recently it's Mark Ruffalo.
Just okay, Mark Ruffalo. Okay.
Even Mark Ruffalo stars in the TV shows on the Disney Plus called She-Hulk.
Oh, okay. We'll see what happens with all that kind of stuff.
The Avengers movie called Doomsday that Mark Ruffalo reprised his role.
I saw also some recent news about that. Apparently, today I just heard from online stuff that they're apparently going to bring back Chris Evans inside of Doomsday as well.
Like the alternate universe.
I don't know who he's going to play, but apparently he's been brought back in some capacity.
That's he played the Human Torch in Deadpool 3.
Yeah, he played that in a funny way, but we'll see whether he does a totally different character or not in this Doomsday. But yes, that's how he was with the Deadpool thing. We're a little over 45 minutes at this point, so we're gonna start to conclude and wrap all this up. If you had to give a grade for Beetlejuice 2, what grade would you give it?
A-.
Oh, that's pretty high. You would still keep it in A range, an A-. Okay, you must have liked it that much, really, then.
Yeah, even sometimes I remember we watch it again when I had my brother Danny come over for like one of the Saturday nights.
Has he seen it yet or no?
Not yet. He's a very busy man, doing cooking volunteer.
Oh. All right. Well, I'm sure you guys can watch it together if you guys want. That's for sure. Nice. So as high as an A-. Wow.
Also, why it's expected to be a legacy sequel? There's no news announcement where there could be a sequel of The Goonies.
I don't think that's gonna happen because Richard Donner passed away.
And all the kids are grown up.
Yeah, that's why, and they're all grown up. So I don't think. I honestly don't. Because of all that, I don't think Goonies 2 is happening.
Yeah. And also because I thought that Beetlejuice and the Goonies have all in common, besides they have almost like a scary moment, and also because that one character in the Goonies are very almost like fantasy characters.
Yeah, similar for all those type of reasons for both, for sure. Yeah, I do not think I think it's way overdue and way late for both the director passing and them being so old as an adult. I don't see a Goonies 2 happening, unfortunately.
But for a Netflix film, it's called Finding Ohanu. It's a Hawaiian film about inspired by the Goonies movie.
Okay, at least it's inspired by something else. That's something.
And also, Finding Ohanu, a Netflix film, is bringing back his first movie since the 80s is a Kihoe Kwan.
Okay. I no longer have Netflix, so I can't speak about Netflix because I can't get on there anymore for very well-known reasons. But yeah. Anyway, to start to conclude this up, what are your final thoughts to the audience about Beetlejuice 2?
Well, if they want to make a more legacy sequels about the continue on. Hopefully they just think about bringing back the homage about the and also.
Wait, I'm sorry. What? What's homage?
Homage to the of the homage from the first movie about.
Oh, which movie though? Wait. I'm confused. Which movies do you think should still have a legacy sequel?
Besides that, I still think about the Goonies too, not without Richard Donner, or the legacy sequel a John Hughes movie.
Which John Hughes movie do you think should have a sequel?
Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club. Oh, is the director of Breakfast Club still alive?
He's gone.
Oh, well then they'd have to choose a director that they think could take his place.
Yeah, besides in the Hulu documentary, there's also a documentary about the Brad Pack about the
Right, but I'm saying if the director passed away, which you said he did, who do you think would be an alternative choice director that could still direct it well?
Not to mention Richard Linklater or something.
Well, he could still do it. That he still does his other movies, right?
He did some teen films like Dazed and Confused.
Maybe if he does all that stuff you said that you just mentioned with Dazed and Confused and all that teen stuff, maybe he could be the director for it.
Maybe that's something very witty, something very witty and philosophical.
Yeah, that could work maybe then. Yeah, okay. But again, isn't just real quick, since you mentioned Breakfast Club, which also came out the same year as Back to the Future. Don't you think don't you think Back to the Future and Breakfast Club are both movies that really shouldn't have follow-ups anymore?
Well, besides,
it's kind of like Breakfast Club is. Some people would say classic, really well done. How would you have a sequel to Breakfast Club that would actually work? What would the storyline be for?
Like a reunion, but after where they all come together, where they gather around for the.
Would they meet on a Saturday, just like the first movie?
first movie.
Yeah,
if one of them is Jewish, but I imagine one of them should. If you're not Jewish,
I don't know if any in the movie. I don't know if any characters were Jewish.
I know, but the celebrities were born Jewish. Like,
Oh, okay.
John Nelson and Ali Sheedy are Jewish.
Oh, I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I just think it's kind of like Back to the Future. It's almost sacrilegious to make a sequel to both Back to the Future and to Breakfast Club.
Yeah. Even besides, what if there be a legacy sequel, like something about what if it could do a sequel of Legend? You know, Tom Cruise underrated fantasy film.
I heard that. I heard online some people would like to see a sequel to Legend. They did that. Is that the same director as Gladiator?
Ridley Scott. Yeah.
Right. So Gladiator 2 came out recently last month, and if whoever actually likes Legend, they may also want to see him. I guess him direct again Legend 2.
Yeah, but even if it was that type of also what I liked about the imagine a sequel is like something like
Was Tom Cruise in Legend?
Yeah, the elf boy.
Okay, and was also Jennifer Connelly?
No, the Legend is Mia Sarah. Yeah, Ferris Bueller's
Oh,
girlfriend.
is Mia Sarah still working?
Well, sometimes she does take her time off. Last time we saw her is a short-lived series in the 90s called Birds of Prey, a DC Comics series that she plays the live-action version.
Now, I've never actually really got into and seen Legend, but if they do a Legend 2, you got to bring Mia Sarah back.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but all right, well, we're already over 50 minutes at this point, so at this time, I just want to tell the audience what they can look...
Oh, yeah, that's
Sure.
the legacy sequel about they should bring E.T.
That would also be sacrilegious. No, E.T. No.
Except that there's a commercial in 2019. They did a commercial. They did a commercial about the Comcast commercials.
Yeah.
By Big Bang Henry Thomas.
Yeah.
And the E.T.
Yeah, I don't think so. No E.T. 2, but for audience fans that actually like Spielberg for the future, his next project is coming out by Universal in May of 2026. So you like Spider-Man, you got July 2026, and if you like Spielberg, Spielberg's coming out with something in May of 2026.
Well, besides, I hope Spielberg could direct a superhero movie. Besides, in the past he directed Indiana Jones and the action blockbuster. But can you direct a superhero franchise?
I don't know if he wants to do superhero anymore with that kind of stuff. But we can talk about superhero stuff another time. I just want to tell the audience... more superhero talk other times, but we're now almost as long as the very first Spotify Beetlejuice 1 conversation in almost, so I just want to tell the audience what to look forward to from me and Avi. I'm not going to tell you what the third movie is, but we only have two movies left this year, and coming up right after Beetlejuice 2, we're going to have Avi's thoughts on Christopher Nolan's Inception, 2010's Inception. That's all. Inception's coming up when we're both available for Avi to talk all about Inception, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, guys, everybody, that's all we have for you. I hope you guys like this one. Support your local movie theater throughout the decade of the 2030s to see a big theatrical, amazing experience like no other with strangers. Why? Because streaming online at home is just not the same thing at all. We got...
One more thing, but if they want to reboot this, reboot Short Circuit.
That was a comedy, right?
80s comedy movie.
That could maybe work. That could maybe work. That's not as sacrilegious as all those other movies we talked about. But okay, that could maybe work. All right. Yeah, so support because streaming online at home is just not the same thing at all. We're going to have Avi talk for you about Inception next. Everybody dance and have a good time. This is friend and co-host Avi and Millennial Man Motions Entertainment, LLC, signing out till Inception. Have a good night. Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good.